And the Cup Series is here at Kansas for race 11 of their season here. Here under the lights, just like it was for the Truck Series here for, I'm pretty sure, only our second night race of the season here for the Cup Series. Kind of a bit of an unfamiliar territory here this season. The track is always so different under the lights. But this race is also going to be a lot different than the others due to the stakes at hand. Not only are drivers going to be battling for the win, they are going to be battling for pole position. There is a top 20 invert for tomorrow's Kansas race, race 12 of the season. And all you got to do, finish in the top 20. If you want the pole, finish 20th. If you want outside pole, finish 19th. But no matter what, whoever wins this race will start 20th, and 21st on back will qualify as where they finish. So it is key that drivers, one, do not DNF because they will be starting at the back, and two, don't get in a wreck at all. Because if these drivers have to go to a backup car, they will also be at the rear of the field. These drivers have to preserve their equipment today. So the racing might be slightly calmer, but we'll see what drivers are willing to do to get themselves into the playoffs and also get themselves a shot at the pole. It should be a wild one here today. I am Dylan, joined by Mac and Chris as always. Guys, we have seen two completely different races. One race was a chaotic race, a lot of passing and some wrecks. Then the Xfinity race, second race, one wreck, very spread out and tame racing. But now the Cup Series is here, and I've already explained what is at stake. What do we think is going to go down today?
I think in this night race, it ain't gonna be like the truck race. I think tonight it's gonna be. We may see a mix of both races, honestly, we've seen today tonight. I think we could see some wrecks, but I also think here the big dogs are going to come out to play. Your Dans, your Discord bots, your Cams, and your Mythicals and such. I think this is a track where the big dogs are going to feast because a lot of the big dogs are really good at this track and have won here before. Or for someone like Dan, who has been really strong here and is really looking for that first win here.
I actually disagree with you, Mac. I think it's going to be similar, well, not the same, but similar to the truck race. It's a night race. The track is cooler. There's going to be a lot more grip than we saw earlier today in the daytime. I think it's going to be a race of whether or not you can stay with the group, stay with the pack, stay at the front. But I think also, like you said, similar to the Xfinity race, you got to have a fast car. You got to stay at the front and try to preserve your equipment.
Two Dodges will lead the field of green, including last race's winner, Iman Antioder. This 48 team has so much momentum. And we have some interesting drivers starting to the front, and some drivers have had great starts to their weekend. We'll go over that right now in today's starting grid. In row one, it is Iman Antioder. Just got into the playoffs, now trying to go back-to-back. He's next to Slash. In row two, a pair of Sunbelt drivers with Mac and Mythical. Row three, it's Cam, and it's typical. Row four, fastest in practice, Matthew. He's had a good start to his weekend. He's next to Doug. In row five, Internet and Dan. Back to row six, it's Montana and Peyton. Row seven, Wayside, Discord Bot.
Then in row 8, we've got Bot, welcome back after suspension, alongside SM. Row 9 has New and Chasey Man. Row 10, how about something NASCAR qualifying in the top 20 in 89 machine? He's next to Garrett. Then following them in row 11 is going to be Jacob and Annika, two Alberto cars. Row 12 brings us Dylan and Vixterity. And then row 13 has Sanda and Ty. And then row 14 has JJO and FXN.
In row 15, we have the 77 of Kermit, starting next to the 73 of Riley Davis Jr., new scheme for him. Row 16, we have the 11 of Chase, starting next to the 52 of Mike. And then in row 17, we have the 33 of Junior, next to the 21 of Commander. And then in row 18, we have the 01 of TXN, next to the 93 of Sue. And then we have the 72 of Jack, next to the 83 of Avery. And then in row 20, we have the 7 of Meme, next to the 31 of Sean. And in the rear, final row, we have Nexus Code, next to the 98 of Isolated.
99 laps, 42 drivers, and a lot to look forward to today. How will the racing be? How will drivers treat tonight with another race in the horizon tomorrow? We're about to find out. Let's fire the engines.
Start your engines! you the command here. We're saving
The
fuel.
field is ready to roll at Kansas. Race 1 of 2 is about to start here tonight. And we are rolling here at Kansas. 2 Dodges, then 2 Chevrolets here in the first 2 rows. Two rows, my mistake. Our first Ford in 7th, then the Toyota in 8th is Doug. 99 laps. And with an invert on the horizon, some drivers will just be looking to win the pole, while of course our big guys will be going for the win. Pace car will pull in here. 2 Dodges will lead the field to green. I'm an Antioder, the control car. He is on fire as of recently. 2 Sunbelt cars in row 2. Green flag is in the air. Race 1 of 2 for Kansas in the NAPA Cup Series is green.
And a big start for the front row almost immediately. They're both clear as everybody else started to fan out. Mac and Mythical battle for third. Cam looking to the inside of both of them possibly. Yes, he will. He's going to go aggressive, go for the early big move, and take the spot. Here we go. Still 3x3 in the top 10 positions almost. It's coming to lap 1.
3 wide here.
I'm an Antioder leads.
3 wide here already. Matthew goes through Montana as well. Mac and Mythical kind of stuck in that sucker hole here. We have seen the high side just not be well all weekend long. And I mean, even in the Cup Series where these cars are flying with so much grip, it just hasn't been fast in practice. And so far in these first few laps, of course, we'll see what happens when we get into a rhythm here and some rubber builds up there on that side. But right now, it is just, it's rough on the high side. You see how urgently Mythical jumps to the bottom there, gets away from that. Dan tries to jump to the bottom of Mac as early on in control. I'm an Antioder. The front 2 stayed top 2 despite the fiery start from pretty much the entire grid, but Cam will now take second.
Yeah, and also look at Montana and Matthew in the top 5 very early. Great runs for them to start off. Maybe hoping they can keep it.
3 wide through here. Something NASCAR making gains early. JJO trying to move forward. Typical's not. Jacob hits the wall there. Oh, JJO absolutely drives it off in there. I don't know what just happened there. That's a mistake that you only want to make once, and that is right now. You don't want to make that mistake anymore. Luckily, they all get away scot-free from that. Cam to the lead around I'm an Antioder. And here comes Matthew for P3 under slash. What a start he's having in this race.
Yeah, Cam with a good start to this one. Matthew into P3, looking for P2. Great run, really great run for him to start off as well. Also, here come the bots, both of them in the inside right. Sup, NASCAR is up here near the top 10. Wow.
A good start for him. Moving forward here in the top 15. I mean, get a good start to this race, especially hold that bottom line. You'll get to move forward here. And honestly, good start for him. A little bit worried how Garrett Jumps was inside. He's going to fall to P15 here, but anyone can have a good start to this race. We are all grouped up back here. Matthew's up to second. I mean, just a wild start for a lot of these guys here as everyone just tries to get to a rhythm. Indicate ships it off in there. But other drivers just not moving forward early like typical, stuck on that upper group. But other guys like Sup NASCAR taking advantage of it early and moving forward.
Yeah, as you see now, Matthew's starting to get shoveled out there. Bot to his inside. Same as Slash, Mythical, and I'm an Antioder probably going to follow around. Mythical's going to take it 3 wide for P3. And he is through, and I'm an Antioder is going to follow past Slash and Matthew, and so will Dan. Dan, I thought he maybe didn't have enough time to follow through, but he does, and he is probably going to get by both of them here as we go into turn 1.
3 wide here. Matthew, a little bit of contact there. We'll try and gather it back up on the high side, and Dan will take that P5 spot moving forward here early. Mythical as well moving up here. Had a good starting spot. I'm an Antioder trying to claw back forward. We had our few laps of fun, but now some of the front runners are starting to move back forward now. Chase, one of the ones trying to move forward, drives it in. Wayside has fallen back. And now we kind of get into a rhythm here. All these drivers get to get a good feel for their car. Ivan Antioter fights back, can't get the position just yet on Mythical. He'll fight back and hold that spot as Cam tries to put a gap on this field.
Yep, and that battling will help do so. Montana with a great run early here as you see Chasey Man and Dylan battling here just outside the top 10. Or they're coming up on 10th place. Chasey Man, not Chasey Man, Montana. Chasey Man is coming up on 10th place, Montana. So this is kind of what they're battling for, to try and catch up to these guys. Matt gets past Paradise Discord bot, might also have Montana get by him as well. Yeah, Montana's there on the inside and he's clear of him. Ooh, Chasey Man, big run. This could be trouble for Mac. He might lose even more spots here. Stuck on that outside. Not where you want to be, but unfortunately for that 9 machine, he is.
Yeah, good start for Montana and Chasey Man trying to move forward. Mac just kind of stuck in no man's land there. We'll try and find a spot back in line here. A few openings there as we begin to get filed out here. Great start. It's unreal start for this 45 car. It's been a rough year for him. Made the playoffs last season. Trying to have that same success here as we get near the middle portion of the season. Up in P9 early as Cam cannot run away from this top 5 or so. Mythical has a run in that clean air. Might have a chance to make a move here off in the turn 1 here. With a good run, Ivan Antioter has that run as well. He might make the move before him. Yes, he does. Mythical tries to get defensive. Ivan Antioter will get to his inside, but gets a little bit tight. And Mythical will hold that spot for him.
Yeah, good defense there by the 44 machine. The Xfinity winner here last season during the spring. Damn, with a deep set on the inside, a bot just behind them. Yeah, Mythical, the spring winner here last season for the Xfinity. Different series, but he has the pace here for certain. Just a matter of him using that as this is Sunbelt. This is one of their best tracks. They have 4 wins here at Kansas, but now Ivan Antioter to his inside down the back straightaway.
A little bit of contact there. Ivan Antioter does not want to wait around. He wants to get back to this lead. The momentum this 48 team has unbelievable. Can't get there, and that's opened the door for Dan in the 97. Trying to close way for it. Ivan Antioter will jump on him anyways. Dan, can he make it 3 wide? Doesn't look like it, but he'll have a chance here to jump on him here in the 1. He will do that. Dan looking for P2, and I think he's going to take it quite easily, and that'll put Dan Motorsports 1-2 once again this season. Dan the second, Mythical trying to fight back.
Yeah, Mythical trying to take P2. Let's see if he has it in the corner. Yes, keeps Dan on the outside, and Mythical right back to the inside. Bot and Slash in tow. Likely to try and get by him as well. Side by side for second, and Mythical has it. Bot in tow. Slash went up to the top line. Could still get set up below that 97 here as we enter turn 1. Let's see. Yes, sorta. I mean, Dan is holding as best he can up there, but yeah, you're just not going to hold up there forever. And now Mythical wants the lead.
I'm sure it's interesting seeing these two race together. Slash and Bot after their run in at Bristol. But everything's all well with them. They're going to race each other fairly here and respectfully. Slash takes P3. Dan looking to fall right through for P4. Ivan Antioter fighting back. Cam is having great defense here to hold this lead because, oh, Bot! That was definitely accidental. I think he just got, oh my god, very loose. 3 wide here for third. Imagine he can take it 4 wide? No way. Yeah, he thought better of it, but he will follow that inside line through and jump back forward here. Quickest in practice, remember that. So he has been fast this weekend here, and he's trying to recover from a bad Xfinity race and also just recover from, you know, kind of a not a great position in points, but a few good runs, and he'll get himself right up back into the mix. Cam a little bit higher through 1 and 2. We'll see if Mythical can develop a run here.
You also do have that 97 in tow. Dan, aggressive early as always. He is already attacking that 44 machine. He does not care about what if Mythical is trying to get up the Cam. Excuse me, I burped there. But he does not care if Mythical is trying to get up the Cam. He wants second as we fly by through the field here. Dan wants second. He is looking and looking and looking. But nothing is there for him for right now. Looking and looking, and there he goes. He's by. Dan racing with probably a little bit of a fire underneath him. He dominated this race last season in the playoffs until getting beat on a late race restart by Nex in the BC Racing 26 for his first career win. And you already know Dan wants to win at this place. He especially wants to get into victory lane after maybe having a win taken from him last season at this place.
How quick was that? He gets by Mythical, initially looks under his teammate. No contest. Dan to the lead here at Kansas. Trying to look for his second win of the season here, trying to move forward, but got a pack of about 8 or 9 that are keeping him in tow. No one's fully been able to kind of run away yet as the leader. We'll see if Dan can do that now. Montana still holding nicely in the top 10. Dylan right behind him. I think the 89 is faded back, but still solid runs for some guys. How about Stu looking for a top 15 run to the bottom of MAC? Good start for this 93 team trying to move forward. And Commander, you know, running 14th. You would think that's actually not a great run for him, but he started back in the 30s, so he is moving forward as well.
Yeah, and this will pretty much be our guys. How about Typical? Typical with a really bad race right now. Stuck in the, I think he's below the top 20 right now.
24th.
Yeah, this has been the thing with Typical. His problem is still going to be a lot of these intermediates. I mean, he is good at quite a few intermediates, but there are also some he is just not good at still currently. So, I mean, Typical, he got a couple wins in the short tracks. He's showing improvement on the ovals, but still, some of the ovals are some of his biggest issues still.
He also got trapped back on the start of that race, where he was put up the racetrack. I kind of already forgot who it was that drove it in on him. It might have been NASCAR, I'm not sure. Someone drove it in and made Typical to up the racetrack, and that caused him to lose many spots at the start of the race. Might have been Anikate, so that kind of mired him back in traffic a little bit. Battle for the lead. Cam takes it, and here comes Discord Bot looking to the bottom. These three have been racing for the lead all season long. Discord Bot now in control.
Discord Bot, he already has a win here at Kansas in season 3 playoffs. And Discord Bot, of course, he has been running red hot this season. Obviously, the 3 wins in a row. He has a couple runner-ups, too. Nearly won Bristol a couple weeks ago. And Discord Bot, you obviously know he's going to win as much as he can. But, I mean, the main thing with that 55 is, again, we've mentioned this several times, Dan way up the track. He might be vulnerable attacking for Garrett. Garrett might get a 2-for-1 here down the back straightaway as he was going under the 15 of Cam. I think Dan is good. And now Dan's going to look immediately to attack. Typical Dan. Discord Bot went up the track a little bit. Dan's going to go for it. Discord Bot playing defense here. Across the line. Discord Bot has the lap led. Dan looking. To the inside he goes. To the inside he goes through. Dan back to the point.
That did not take long. Oh, Discord Bot actually has to check up there. Oh, man, the 51 did not give a little bit away. He was going to turn him there. Garrett had to let off the gas there. Good job by Garrett. He now falls into P2, and he wants to beat this 97 car. I tell you what, he does not want to finish behind this 97 again. Slash, I'm an anti, there are others still moving forward. I see Kermit up in the 10th. He might try and sneak into this pack if they keep battling. He definitely has a tow, especially because of the fact that no one's really able to run away from each other, which is really interesting to see with this cup package. I feel like we'll get maybe groups of 3 or 4, not group of 9, which is really interesting, but it's allowing a lot of drivers to kind of draft back up to the leader here. Garrett, though, just can't get a run here, and this is what's different to the Truck Series and Cup Series here. The acceleration's huge. Telemetry, 193, 194, 195, 196 on entry. The trucks were maybe barely getting up to 170. So, despite there being more of a pack here early, it definitely won't stay that way just because of the speeds of these Cup cars. Cam to the bottom, puts a little block on Bot, and will take P3. Bot will actually try to fall through past his teammate. Slash Matthews still in the game.
Yeah, and we have probably our group here, it looks like, unless Kermit somehow catches these guys. And that will be very interesting if this remains green like it has done so far. Oh, Slash, aggressive send there, and he is up to P4. Cam and Discord Bot now starting to get passed by everybody here in this group. But I think if this group remains together, it could get very interesting for when we get the lap traffic as long as this stays green.
Slash continues to get aggressive with the bots. I'm sure that was just a little friendly move there. Of course, you want to try and gain track position. Matthew just saw his life flash before his eyes right there. Kermit is gaining on this group. These guys just can't shake each other. I don't understand what the memo is. I don't know if you need a specific car out front and then they'll start to run away, but Feels like no driver can really gain true control of this race yet, as this whole group kind of back to Stu and Mac are kind of still within reach of the leaders here, just trying to stay in the game. But I do like that Dan car out front. That could also spread them out there. There's a left car they're catching up on the 83 already. That could maybe also bring some spread. But I really like this 97 car. I feel like when he's out front, he's the one that sets the tone the most here. Currently out front, but I'm watching that 51 again.
Oh, I have an anti-order. I like to notice I have an anti-order just got around Mythical on the outside.
That was a good move there. I think that high side slowly starting to come in a little bit now. Slash, first time racing bot since the run-in last time out at Bristol. Racing really respectfully here. Slash will take P3 at the line, but can he hold this? The real question here, can Bot make the high side work? We'll see. No, he ventures a little bit higher. Avery up the track. I think he's going to give way to that 97. That 83 just not really on pace here early. This is Avery's first time at Kansas, just trying to get a feel for the car. Coming off a top 15 finish, though, at Talladega. A good run for him. Garrett will follow through, get by him, and with this group back here is where it's going to be, I think, a little bit troubling because they're going to be side by side. Drivers are going to be using this 83 as a pick. This could cause a bit of spread.
Yeah, some guys might lose it. I think maybe they're starting to see it now. Ooh, Slash is going to be the first one that gets held up a little bit. Stuck behind the 83. Finally gets to his inside. Mythical now attacks him, though, because of that. Mythical, good send, and he's through past Slash for P3.
Ham will clear the 62 and try and get the bomb in the 83. Avery will let him get down there. Avery being a really respectful left car here right now. Slash, Discord bot, they both call out on Mythical. They do not want to let that top two run away, but at the same time, you got to be careful here because the more battling they do, the more these guys might run away. Unless if they battle. Garrett to the bottom for the race lead for the first time today. I think he's going to get it. Garrett now on point here at Kansas.
Yep, Garrett's had some good runs at intermediate this season. Has not unfortunately got a win yet, and he really wants a win. You know he wants a win very bad. He's had several good cars and just unable to get the job done, such as the last lap heartbreaker to Discord bot at Fontana that have plagued him and led to him so far not having a win when at this point last season he had 3 wins.
And Phoenix as well lost to Dan. He does not want to lose to Dan again, especially in that Pertec car. He's had bad luck in this car. Trying to get going here, though. Out front, kind of pacing the field. Now it's kind of a 6-7 car breakaway. There is guys like Kermit and Matthew just got a little bit held up from the 83. But a nice, tame green flag run to start this race. And we're going to see that solely because these guys know that they have another race tomorrow. If they wreck out these cars, guess what? Backup. Starting at the rear of the field, so they want to keep these cars in check. Discord Bob wants to get another win, though. To the bottom. Discord Bob back in control here. Mythical back in line. This is some heavy hitters here at the front. Garrett, though, right back underneath them, and now Mythical to the bottom. Unbelievable. Looking to go from 4th to 1st here in just a few corners. But Garrett will get the runoff exit and try and hold.
Oh, yeah, and everyone's battling now. This kid's real. Oh, Mythical up the track. Hugh Deep said to get by the 51, and now Mythical to the point. These guys are battling hard, and now they're catching up to Nexus Code, another lap car. As now Mythical in front. Dan looking for P2. Dan Motorsports cars on the bottom line now. Going to get by that 51 machine and go 2-3 now. Try to maybe get by the 44. Oh, Dan might attack Mythical here. Mythical had a bad exit off of 2. Here we go. Dan looks. Didn't have enough run. Cam looks on him instead. And Cam is going to get P2 now out of this.
This is a feisty group of cars. A lot of them not seen victory lane yet here. 5 of them, that is, Dan and Discorbot have seen a win. I'm an anti-order. Trying to get back in this group. He definitely has time, I think, especially if they keep racing here. But interesting to even say groups here. But yeah, these guys, oh, kind of staying together. It's so weird to see that. Everyone's kind of keeping pace with each other here. Cam now to the bottom here for the lead. Discord bot's there. Gonna make it 3 wide. Is Garrett daring enough to make it 4? No, but he'll follow through. Oh my god, maybe he is. Holy crap, that could have been really bad. Garrett probably thought better of it the very last second, but he saw a moment to take it, and he almost did. That would have almost been a surefire wreck at the front of the field. As now we'll go by the 13 car here. Cam will get a decent exit and be able to carry that by, but There's going to be picks set here. This 13 car is running that middle lane. I think Discord Bond Dan might be in a little bit of trouble here. I think this 13 car, though, might be in the way here. We'll see. Garrett might get to his inside. Another 13 will run that bottom line. Now move out of the way. Cam trying to run away here, though, dude, because of this.
Yeah, oh, got shoveled him into the way outside. Good move there, and Discord Bond and Dan have a good run on the outside. Slash with a very bad corner there. It 1 and 2, and both of them survive on that highlight. Well, maybe not Dan, but Slash gets back by him. Discord Bot, though, is going to possibly survive. No, Slash is to his inside as well. Might get that spot back here very shortly. Side by side still here for P3. Lots of guys battling for the spot. Discord Bot tried the higher line. Can't really get it to work. Still battling with that 39 though, but eventually has to concede.
We've been taking a look at this group for a good little bit here, and our next little group of lap cars are really far away because these guys are all a little packed together here in groups here, so we won't be seeing a lot of guys for a while here as a lot of guys already going by this 83 of Avery. Not a great run to start for Wayside in the 92 outside the top 20. It's just been so rough for him this season. He's kind of right on that cutoff. Would have thought that he'd be just doing a little bit better so far this season, but he has a lot of time to climb back and definitely get a win. These guys caught back up. I can't believe it. I can't believe how many cars have race-winning pace here. I mean, sure, it's one thing to kind of be grouped together here on a restart, or even like 10 laps in the run, but almost halfway to have about 15 cars within 3 or 4 seconds of each other is unbelievable. I mean, I'm kind of shocked to see it, but we have a lot of fast cars that are looking like contenders here to win if things get crazy. And maybe we get a few restarts in. There are a lot of people still in this game.
Here's Garrett with the run. He looked to the inside of Cam, didn't have enough of it. This could get real interesting if we still have this group by time we get some heavier lap traffic. Because while the race is going, we will Garrett to the inside of Cam. Does he have the run to clear him? No, they are side by side to the back straightaway. Neither giving an inch. Garrett tried to get the pull. Cam gets a little bit better of a pull there, but Garrett with a great entry into turn 3 gets in the lead.
Our top 5 have not been to victory lane yet this season, and 2 of them are right around that cutoff. Bot and Slash. I know Bot's below the cutoff. Slash might be as well. So these guys are really needing this day here, and a win would completely change everything. Cam, though, with a good run here, will try to re-clear, but it just won't happen. Slash fights back. Mythical to the bottom here. He might go for a 2-for-1 here. I think he's going to get it. Good 2-for-1 here as Discord Bot continues to fade a little bit. I'm an Antiote are back into the game here as Matthew now is the one that begins to fade a little bit. Our polesitter back into the fight.
Yeah, oh, Garrett way up the track.
Yeah, I don't like that line there. Slash is going to have a good run here. I don't think it'll be enough in 3 and 4. It depends on Garrett's entry. Again, kind of enters a bit higher there. But this time does a bit better. Gets back to the bottom. Kind of cuts Slash's line off there. And to the line, Garrett continues to hold the lead here as I'm shocked at what we're looking at with how many cars are under a blanket here. Even though Kansas has done away with the drafting package in the upper 2 series, you still kind of see that charm of it with some mini groups here. But these guys are flying around this racetrack. 192 in the turn 3. That's about 20 miles an hour faster than the truck series. So, still, these guys are flying around this racetrack.
Yeah, big group. Yeah, still big group together. I'm an Antiote marching his way through. Something quite interesting to know. But also, I've seen a lot of these guys have started kind of in the line. They're pulling out, they're altering their lines a little bit, kind of shifting around, trying to get some of the fresh air on the grill. I saw that Mythical do that a couple laps ago to get a run to close up on that 39, and this is kind of what they're all doing now. They're all kind of altering a tiny bit from their lines enough to try and get some fresh air on the grill. Clean air seems to be what everyone is wanting here.
All right, now, if we take a look at the invert that will happen after this race, it'd be Mike and Doug on the front row, which is interesting. But we will keep tabs of that top 20 battle here as we keep going. I don't know if I see a caution. We had a 1 caution in the Xfinity race earlier today, and it was really early on in the race. Seems like Kansas, other than the truck series, just seems to kind of have that feel of green flag runs. And as I pointed out earlier, these drivers are definitely wanting a green flag run solely because they have to use these cars again tomorrow for race 2. Wherever you finish in the top 20, you'll invert. If you finish outside the top 20, you'll just start where you finished, 21st on back. You do not want to go to a backup car. It might mess up your speed. It might mess up anything because you can't get a good handling of that car because it's a fresh car. But at least with these cars here, they can see how these cars race. I understand it's the nighttime, but so you can get a kind of a good feel of how these cars race and then make adjustments for tomorrow. The backup car, you start at the back of the field, and you won't really have a read on how your car is going to handle. So everyone, I think, is playing it just a little bit safer today. The racing, definitely not safe, but in terms of just, making contact, running guys up the track, I think they're just calming down a little bit. We'll see what happens near the end of the race where drivers actually see the win in sight, but right now, these guys are like, all right, we got a race tomorrow. Let's get to the end of this thing. Let's start in the top 20, get some good points today, and get some more good points tomorrow.
Yep, now 2nd through 5th start of battle. This is very helpful for Garrett as we're catching up to lap traffic. 3 cars, TXN, Jack, and someone else, I believe. Have not seen yet. Yeah, it's TXN, Jack, and Isolated that'll be next up on the board. Garrett has pulled some time here. I'm an anti-order now losing 2 spots after he was slicing and dicing his way through this pack of guys. He got up to 2nd, and now is starting to lose spots.
Garrett again runs that middle line. He seems to like that middle line through 1 and 2. And it works for him. He has not been caught here in a little bit. He's led quite a few laps recently. I think I'm an anti-order, one that could challenge him though. The momentum that this guy is carrying right now is unbelievable. Looking for 2nd now. Slash, can he cut him off just enough here? But the more they battle, the more Garrett just feels good about that clean air. Cam gets a little bit aggressive there. He wants P3. Just can't really get it just yet. Now I'm an anti-order. Will be able to get a toe off the 39. Also pull a little side draft on the 15. You see it there. But now up into entry of the corner, that's where everything's going to go downhill for him. He'll have to concede that spot. And I don't think he'll be able to fight back on the 44 as well. But a bunch of people that run at the front almost every race, but have not won yet this season. So we are seeing that now. Discord bot, Dan, they look human. They're at the front, but they can't get to the lead or hold the lead. It's been Garrett in control, Slash in 2nd for the good majority of this little 20-lap run that we've just had here. So, I mean, best chance of ever to get your first win and get a top 20 spot tomorrow. But as we catch traffic, this is where everything changed for Garrett. He no longer has that clean air that he's had all race. Jack running his line through 1 and 2. That'll slow him up right away. Slash is a little bit too far away, though, to take advantage of it yet, but we'll see what happens in 3 and 4.
Now battling lap traffic, Isolated and TXN battle just ahead of them. Could get interesting here as these guys catch up. Now that'll allow Garrett to get to the inside of Isolated. It might have helped the 51 pretty big here. And clearing this lap traffic quickly for the Garrett could allow him to absolutely run away from this group. He's clear of the group before anyone's even gotten to it. Whoa, Isolated, and Jack got real close there for a second. Mythical takes 2nd there from Slash. Uses both of those lap cars as a pick. Slash tries to run the middle, but Mythical deep send even gets all the way to the inside of TXN.
Oh, Cam's gonna use Jack. It's a pick. Discord bot has nowhere to go. He'll be able to get in line in front of the 19, but still falls back to the back of this group. Now you got left traffic to deal with here. Slower cars that are gonna maybe be running your line, they're all out of the way, but still, we've seen guys prefer that line here today. I just can't say enough about the handling of this 51 car. He is just ripping right now, doing a great job. They're already running down that 83 car again at Avery. Just not really on pace here compared to the rest of these guys. SM not having the day he would want. FXN just continues to struggle wayside as well. But solid days for guys like Doug and Mike. This, as I said, they're still 19th and 20th. That would be a front row start if it changes. So, wow, a top 20 day for both of those guys are good. Wait till they even find out that that means a pole spot. So a lot of good days that could turn into better days if it stays how it is before the end of this one here. Coming to 40 laps to go, which is still in eternity, but not when we're going caution free. Good job from everyone so far here, as we still got 11 lead left cars within a few seconds of each other. This is not over.
Yeah, but Garrett has kind of started to establish control of this race. Now, we have seen guys establish control and then lose it, like we did, like the SW trucks did yesterday night. But it remains to see if that's going to happen, because it seems like nobody can challenge that 51 right now.
Iron Antioder fades back to 8th. New has entered this battle for the first time today. He's been clawing for the last 20 laps to catch this pack. Now he's in it. Can he move his way forward? New, another guy that's below that cutoff. Can he put up a great run here and get another win in his coveted NAPA sim career? And I can't say enough about this 62 team. Fastest in practice, they have not been out of the top 10 practically the entire day. This is a run that this 62 team desperately needs. They've kind of been that Alberto car that has not been able to keep much pace, but he is definitely the fastest of them by far today. Bot is clawing down this 51 of Garrett. Maybe this 83 up ahead is giving him some aero struggles. Bot is there, but now Garrett begins to open that gap up just a little bit more, but one mess up there has suddenly brought Bot in within a few car lengths, but Garrett does such a good job at not letting Bot get within distance of making a pass here. This is another great run though for Bot.
Yep, now they'll get by Avery. Let's see if that possibly sets a Bot here. Let's see, Garrett does, yeah, look like they'll all cleanly get by the 83 again. But now we're starting to tighten things back up for the lead.
So both Dan Motorsports drivers still in the mix. You always got to look out for them. Dan might look for the here. Will choose to give Bot a push down the back straightaway and then pull out the last second. That's what so many drivers have done today, but Bot holds his own and actually gains on the 51 of Garrett. This is the best shot he's had. To the bottom for the leader comes Bot in the 40. Can't get there down the triangle. Will he make the move in the turn one? No, he lost his momentum. Now he'll have to try again. Here he goes.
Yeah, Garrett put up a good block. Garrett blocking again, taking the air off the 40 machine.
Man, Garrett's doing a masterful job at defense. And I think these drivers have began to figure out, all right, these drivers all know that we need to conserve these cars. I don't think we're getting a caution. These guys know that this is it for the win. The guys that struggled early in the race, like typical Commander, that has costed them because of this. Now, get me wrong, anything can happen, but just going off of what I've seen so far, I don't know. I just don't feel like they are going to be able to claw back up here without a caution. Yeah, Typical's almost 10 seconds back. FXN's clawed in that 20th spot. And Garrett loves to see this. A bunch of racing behind him. Dan kind of missed the bottom there down the trail, but Bot will sidetrack him and go to the inside off in the one slash, kind of in that middle groove. He doesn't know where to go. Garrett just loves this. These guys keep battling, and he knows that no one can pass him right now. Garrett is currently 7 car lengths wide across this racetrack, it feels like. Because every time someone tries to make a move on him, no one can. Here comes New, though. Here he comes. He's caught this battle, and suddenly he's looking like a car that could contend. 3 wide here. There's going to be a big send here. He's going to have to send it off here. Chooses to be conservative on entry. Dan will have to concede. Discord Bot back into the mix as well. Now Discord Bot 3 wide.
Discord Bot takes it 3 wide now as the Fords are coming. Oh, whoa. Discord Bot with a humongous send. I'm sure New's not going to be happy with that. But Discord Bot with a big send to get by Cam for P5 as Garrett just loving that all the guys contending are battling each other. They're not trying to focus on getting to him and getting by him. And Garrett will just keep on doing this And it will especially work out if he gets his lap traffic, and they're still battling. There's quite a few lap cars here in this group. Peyton with the appallingly bad run
Yeah.
right now.
I was just
But
about to
I'm an
point that out.
anti-odor. Huh?
I was just about to point that out. He is currently above the cutoff, but just not having a characteristic day at all for him. It's not a good day at all for him. Oh, this is the battle for 20th, man. This is a good battle here. Internet's up in that 20th spot. FXN, don't count on GGO. This BC Racing team is solid here. Pole position could do anything for this team. It would be second one, as Garrett just can't get above a second. That's kind of just what he can't get to. And then the field slowly begins to reel him back in. Garrett is so fast. He might have already locked up most upside. He is so fast today. I just don't know how anyone is going to be able to reel him in without either a left car struggle or a caution. Because, yes, he gets ran down, but the second someone actually tries to go past him, suddenly just a huge wind burst comes in and knocks everyone back. And Garrett just is able to hold the lead so effortlessly. But look, the top 10 is under 1.7 seconds. You would think, oh man, one of those cars are going to pass the 51. Wrong. Just the complete opposite. Though, they keep trying with all this battling. New for P4. Kind of backs up the entry here, but Cam will actually have enough time here to get back in front of him here. New backing up the entry will keep Cam out front here as Mythical for P2 once again. Keep in mind, a lot of these guys have also not seen victory lane yet this season, so they are definitely looking for that. Mythical just can't get the run though off that bottom line. Discorbot makes the high side work. Mythical will drive it in though once again, but Discorbot has enough ground to stay ahead here.
Yeah, and they just start battling for second. It seems like every time they get within reach of Garrett, like something that makes them battle whenever they're about to possibly run down that 51 machine, and it's allowed him to keep control of this race as we are catching up to this next group of lap cars, possibly our last, and this will be 5 cars. Could be important. I don't think we'll catch this group, this huge group there on the front stretch, but this last group could be key, because that might be the last group of lap traffic we see the whole race.
Garrett cruising. Mythical not letting it go away just yet, though. Trying to get back around the 55 car. That just refuses to go away. He works that, oh my god, he works that high side so well. Mythical just can't do anything, and he's like, man, this is the preferred lane, but I can't just get by him here. Try again here. Can't pack air on him either. 3 wide here. This is tight. New has been clawing forward here. Dan trying to get back into the mix. New up to P4. I'm an anti-odor still up here. Slash as well. Frankly enough, this 51 car is so fast. I just don't know if anyone's going to be able to pass him.
Yeah, he's pulling back away. And Mythical and Dan still, not Mythical and Dan, Mythical might still battle for second. Mythical through again. More finally gets through.
Discorbot made it super tough, and now Mythical has to try and run away. We'll see if he can do that. If he can, Discorbot will be right back to him, so he does not want that to happen. A lot of guys starting to actually venture to that middle groove now, so I feel like they've started to figure out that, alright, that's the route that works. Big 3-way battle here. This big group up ahead here. I mean, there are top 20 battles here in this group right ahead with Internet and JGO. They want to reach this battle here. Oh, man, FXN, 4 wide for 88th. Man, everyone continues the battle.
Yeah, 4 wide, oh my god, 4 wide in the 20s. You gotta watch it there, make sure no wreck happened.
And I'm sure that's not what Garrett wants to see, because if he thinks there's going to be a wreck happen, it's going to be in the group that's racing behind him, not in front of him. Mythical has a chance. He jumps to the bottom here, but again, just loses that momentum off exit. What is with that 51 car? You get to his back bumper, and suddenly you lose speed. You can't keep up with him. And now Garrett back to defense. And whatever line the 44 runs, Garrett runs. It's just, Garrett has mastered the art of arrow blocking here at Kansas, which usually isn't that prevalent here with this package. Usually you can ride behind a guy, but for whatever reason, Garrett's making it work so well today. Mythical, they'll set up a runoff exit. Oh, this is it. He has to take it here. He has to. Here he goes. Oh.
To the inside.
This is his chance. Holds alongside of him. He'll side draft. Don't let Discord Bot get back into it, though. Mythical to the bottom. Garrett still fights back, though. Unbelievable fight from the 51 car. But Mythical will have positioning off in the turn 1. I think he has to send it here. If he can send it, use up this 51. Though Discord Bot's there, so he probably chose better. I'm not sending it. He'll lose the lead now, Garrett. That is, but now Discord Bot says, don't mind if I do. Trying to steal one here in Kansas for win number 4. Discord Bot to the bottom. Mythical tries to hang on, and now Garrett sees this and says, alright, I'm right back in this. Garrett's gonna follow the Discord Bot down the line. I think Garrett's gonna make this move off in the 1 right away again. Oh, he didn't. Discord Bot kind of defends the bottom.
Let's see, and this is right when they catch live traffic too. This could get really interesting if this continues on. They single file out. Discord Bot in control here. Garrett looking. Discord Bot shuts the door on him.
Unbelievable. Oh, they're crashing up ahead!
Oh!
Caution! Caution's gonna come out! Look out here if you're the leaders! It's the Sunbelt teammates in the Xfinity Series. And after 83 laps of green flag racing for 30th on track, 40th even, and all of a sudden, caution is out. And the whole ball game has just changed. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look at what brings out our first caution of the day. They go 4 wide here for some place in the 30s, and Payton just hooks Chase into Sean. Don't know if just the space or the frustration about how the day's gone just got to Payton and causes this wreck. But we are under caution. NAPA officials are telling me it's going to be a double file restart. All hell may have just been broken loose.
These drivers got to think about it here, though. Race tomorrow. We want to go for track business. It'll be a battle for the win and the pole position. We're ready to go back green. Oh, boy. Welcome back to Kansas. We're going to be right over 10 laps to go. There's a battle for the win. There's a battle for pole position. Who is it going to be here? Jack will get the free pass. Green flag is back in the air. What's gonna happen here in Kansas?
Yeah, we go double file, and everything's probably gonna go crazy. We're starting to go 4 wide already mid-pack. Somebody's in the wall. I think that's Mac that's in the wall. Here comes Dan to the inside. You don't want to see this guy. Bot's gonna take it 3 wide for the lead. Bot, huge send for the lead. And yep, it's gone crazy. We are 3 by 3 in the top 5 and top 10 positions. Oh, Bot leading Dan right back to the inside of him into turn 1. And Dan to the lead. Now here comes Cam to the inside. But Cam can't get it to go. Dan shuts the door on him. Bot with the run on the outside. Both Bots actually with the run on the outside. Now Garrett 3 wide for P3. The battling up front is now absolutely insane.
Garrett fights back, other drivers fall back, including Slash. New is starting to struggle. Other drivers are starting to move forward. We have hit 10 laps to go. I can't believe it. We're even surviving this time. Dexterity's in the top 5. How does he always do it here in these late race restarts? Figures it out and tries to. Dexterity steals a win after all of this. It could happen. Matthew, though, staying in the top 10. Montana has a chance to move back forward. Commander finally has a chance. They're 3 wide almost. Here comes the Dexterity in the 99. He is moving forward late. And caution's out. Wrecking in the back.
Dylan FXN.
Caution is back out. We might not be done here. They're going to figure it out here under caution. Unbelievable. All hell is broken loose. Caution is out. FX10 and Dylan involved. And I think we're going to line it up and do it again. But first, let's take a look. Off into turn 3 here, FXN just drives it in. That was interesting. Gets into Dylan. More contact up ahead. Oh, there's Mike. That got shoulder checked by someone there in the back. Rough showing. Both of these guys are in the top 20. Now they're crashed. These are two guys on the bubble here for the cutoff right now. Definitely not a wreck they wanted to see. I'm sure these are two not happy about the double following start. But we're going to do it again. Ready to go back green. Dan in control. Double file once again. Dexterity has been in the teens all day. Now he's in third. What is going to happen here at Kansas? It is going to be 6 to go and we hit the line. NAPA Sim officials are ready for anything to go down here. Garrett gets the jump. Back underway here, 6 to go. Dan did not get the restart he wanted, might have spun the tires. Garrett will clear off in the 1.
Oh man, we're already almost 4 wide again. The mid-pack starting to absolutely go bananas with this move. Vixterity to the inside of Dan, but Cam to the inside of Vixterity as well. But Vixterity's gonna clear both of them. Vixterity to P2. Out of nowhere comes the 99 machine. And out of nowhere comes some other guys. Here comes Internet making his way into the top 10. And now Vixterity will look to run down the most dominant car of the day. In Garrett, Dan, and Mythical starting to fall back. Frenzy in the mid-pack.
Oh,
Somebody's hard to the wall there. That's typical.
Dylan and FXN still trying to possibly fight for a pole spot here. That top 20 battle's even more crazier than the battle for the lead because Garrett is able to hold surge. What a fast car he has had even after these restarts. Oh my goodness, 4 laps to go in Kansas. Will he survive to the end? Doug is moving forward. Dan's getting shafted back. Matthew trying to fight back here once again. Mike's still up in the top 20. But at the front, Cam takes second back from Dexterity. I think that energy just might be going away. Oh, contact! Watch out here. Mythical gets ran up the track. Oh, he's under the wall. Look
out! Hard into the wall for the 44. Here we go. 3 laps to go. Oh!
Crashing
Big
in.
trouble. Oh! Stu's car's destroyed and others are piled up. And we are going to overtime. We may have just had a big wreck here. Coming across the line, somebody got sent into the grass, went up into the pack, and several cars got taken out. Caution is right back out. It's time for overtime.
I think Stu went for a little ride there, and you know what I mean by a little ride. Oh my goodness. Late in this race, Typical's involved, and yeah, it was Stu. He went for a ride, and we all know what we mean by a ride. But it's unbelievable. This is just unbelievable. Kansas is one of those tracks that aren't can't have flips. Oh man, Sub NASCAR's destroyed. We're going to overtime. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look at what brings out our caution and makes us go to overtime. Stu gets in a chasey man, gets turned by the 0-2, hits the 7 of Meme, Santa hits him, and then he goes for a flip. And then others get collected in it. There's Sup NASCAR, Dylan, Avery, Sean got a piece of it too. I actually think the 9 of Mac there looked like he may have been in it, but I think he avoided that wreck right through the middle of it. Impressive stuff to avoid that wreck and keep the car clean by Mac. But I think now we have lost several cars probably from that one. That was a hellacious wreck for the 93 of Stu.
It happens so much in motorsports. You think the race is clean to get a late race caution, then everyone starts making moves. There's going to be a lot of wrecked cars here and more backup cars. Though we're going to go to overtime. I think NAPA Sim officials are ready to go at it again here. We will see overtime. And after everything, Garrett is still in control here with Cam restarting to his outside. You saw the outside get a jump on the last restart. It could very well happen again. Vixterity 3rd, I'm an Antioda 5th, Matthew 7th. We know how much that bottom line rolls on the restarts and in the corners. We could have anyone still come home on top. We're going to have some angry drivers. We're going to have some positive drivers after this race. But we are going double foul here. NAPA sim officials say, let's do it. Overtime attempt. Numero uno. Great flag is back in the air. Cam did get the jump on Garrett. He'll probably clear him off from the one. All they have to do is make it back to the white flag, and this race is official.
But that's an if and a big if, and Cam has cleared Garrett early. Cam wants a win so bad. Oh, Dan almost turning Kermit. We're 4 wide mid-pack. Will we even make it to the end? Let's see here.
Garrett fights
Garrett
back.
to the inside of Cam. Doug, hard to the wall back, in the back. Here we go, coming to the line.
They're gonna make
Maybe
it.
white flag. Car in the grass.
They did
Make it to the
make it.
white flag. Everything, it's on from here.
Somehow, I don't know what's happening behind him. We're going to have to ignore it. We're going to have to ignore that. Garrett out front. A dominating performance, even despite the restarts. Oh, hello. Garrett is not going to be denied. Winner at Kansas. He refused to let the race get away from him despite everything. Garrett wins his first race of the season. He's going to the playoffs. Who finished 20th? It's Dan. Unbelievable. How does this guy do it? Dan will start on the pole for tomorrow's race. Caution is out despite the wreck. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, guys. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. All right. A lot happened. Garrett's on top, though. Let's take a look at some things.
Let's take a look at what happens here. Doug hard on the wall. Riley Machine gets forced into the grass. Take a look at what happens. Taking a good look here. What happens with the white flag. David Shooter comes up the track. Internet hooks him. Typical gets involved. Dylan and Sean get a piece of it too. Unfortunate for a lot of these guys as their days get absolutely ruined. Particularly Typical, who was making a charge up the standings. This is going to be ruined as, man, Dylan and Meme had something hard happen behind the wreck. Assuming Meme kind of flew in. Probably had nowhere to go. But we did make it to the end of this race. It just took 4 cautions.
Everyone, use your imagination. That's all I'm going to say. Just use your imagination. Garrett will come out on top. Let's take a look at the finishing results. Let's take a look at everything. We had 83 laps of clean racing, then 2 Sunbelt drivers in the Xfinity Series wreck, and then here we are. Garrett, though, was the deserving fastest home. He takes home the win, most laps led. He'll roll off 20th tomorrow, but he knows he has a rocket ship for him tomorrow. Cam comes on P2. I'm an Antioder 3rd. Commander rebounds the 4th. Bot 5th. New 6th. Discord bot 7th. So still a good amount of the drivers up front still came home with good finishes. And then Vixterity. For a second, we thought he was going to steal the win, but what a rebound. This is a well-needed top 10 for this team. Mike finishes 9th. Had a top 20 car all day. So don't get me wrong. He had a top 20 car all day. This is a good finish for him. And Ty, he did not have a top 20 car, though. Great finish, though, for him to come home 10th. Other drivers like JJO, this BC racing team continues to show out at Kansas. And some guys like Mythical, Mac, and Matthew fell back there in those few restarts. Still a great day for that 62 team, though. A top 20 is still really respectable for that team. And Slash and Dan, they will be our front row for tomorrow's race. Slash gets another shot from P2 tomorrow. And the rest of the lineup here, there are going to be angry drivers back here, like Dylan, who got caught up in that late race wreck, and nothing at all happened to him. He'll be credited with a 36th place finish with a DNF. Isolated and TXN both finished on the lead lap, but there was a scoring error. Other guys like Chase and Sean had damage. And of course, Typical was caught up in that final accident. He will have to start in 32nd for tomorrow's race after not really a great race for him, honestly. You would have thought that he would have been the guy in top 5, but no, he ran outside the top 15 the entire race. And sadly, he'll have to pay the price there due to that, not having the track position there at the end. And other guys like Stu involved. Stu is okay. But what a wild ride he went on. That was sick. I mean, just so many mixed emotions that a lot of people are going to have about this race. You know, for the people that want clean racing, you got it for the first 83 laps. The final 20, once we went to overtime, should have just turned off the TV. What a wild race, though. I'm here with Max. Sadly, Chris was not able to join us. He had to go following pre-race due to a circumstance. Mac, as I just said, we had an amazing battle for the lead. Garrett had control, but everyone else was racing behind him. And then all of a sudden, teammates get together in the Xfinity Series, bring out the caution. We do a double foul restart. Caution comes out, Tame won, and then we have to do it another 2 times. And the race still ended under caution after that big wreck on the white flag. How did we feel about today's race?
We saw a clean, intense pack race that Garrett ended up dominating. And then all hell broke loose once the first caution came out and they allowed double foul restarts. Everybody tried to get up here, but nobody was enough to stop that 51 from finally getting the first win of the season that he really wanted. But well, they'll have to cover their wounds and recover up because tomorrow we are back at this track.
And just to think here, we're gonna have about maybe 8 or so backup cars. So while we have our finishing results, we have our top 20 invert and 21st on back, not everything is final due to inspection and drivers that might have to go to a backup car. Like the 31 that you see their picture came in with the 30th place finish, but he might be placed behind a few cars if that car has to go to a backup. But that is all something that we will get to in tomorrow's pre-race. Once again, I'm Dylan, joined by Mac. What a wild race here. We had to go past our expected distance going to overtime. 104 laps here today. Garrett, welcome to the playoffs. He finally gets that first win in well-deserving fashion, even despite the restarts. We'll be back tomorrow in the daytime this time. Maybe this will calm down the drivers. Until then, we will see you guys tomorrow.